dream is F1, of course.
He will be 17 when he will have his first race.
Max Verstappen, you are a race winner. Fantastic. What a great debut. That was epic. You've won your home race.
Guys, pushing 72 laps here. I love it. Great job, guys.
P10 to P1. Congratulations. Awesome drive. Max, that is mighty. 10 races in a row, you're on your own, mate, now. That's history. Max, you are a 3-time world champion. That's unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable. All missions complete. What a year. Well done, my friend.
My big dream is F1, of course.
The atmosphere is great. You're having a good time.
I think for a driver it's great, especially for us, you know, being a home circuit for us. But also for the fans, it's a great atmosphere to be at. My big dream is F1, of course.
He will be 17 when he will have his first race.
Max Verstappen, you are a race winner. Fantastic. What a great debut. That was epic. You've won your home race.
Guys, pushing 72 laps here. I love it. Great job, guys.
P10 to P1. Congratulations. Awesome drive. Max, that is mighty. 10 races in a row, you're on your own, mate, now. That's history. Max, you are a 3-time world champion. That's unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable. All missions complete. What a year. Well done, my friend.
My big dream is F1, of course.
The atmosphere is great. You're having a good time.
I think for a driver it's great, especially for us, you know, being a home circuit for us. But also for the fans, it's a great atmosphere to be at. dream is F1, of course.
He will be 17 when he will have his first race.
Max Verstappen, you are a race winner. Fantastic. What a great debut. That was epic. You've won your home race.
Fast pushing 72 laps here. I love it. Great job, guys.
P10 to P1. Fantastic. Awesome drive. Max, that is mighty. 10 races in a row. You're on your own, mate. Now that's history. Max, you are a 3-time world champion. That's unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable. All missions. What a year. What up, my friend?
My big dream is F1, of course.
The atmosphere is great. They're having a good time.
I think for a driver it's great, especially for us, being a home circuit for us. But also for the fans, it's a great atmosphere to be at.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the fourth official Real Racers Never Quit, the 2024 edition. This is the fourth event of the series after two previous events during COVID and last year's replacement for the Imola GP. My name is Luke Crane, aka Actrovision, and I will be your host for the upcoming season and also the commentator. So you're going to be sick of me over the next couple of rounds. But as you can see there on your screen, this is round number one. We've got the Ferrari 296 GT3s, and we're here at Daytona. Should be incredible action for you all to watch at home. Now you're going to get to see my beautiful face. Unbelievable times here. But hello everybody. I can see you all in the chat. You're all buzzing. Loads of people here, which is fantastic to see. We've got some incredible race drivers taking part for you today. Some sim racers as well. And well, I'm here just to talk over all of that action. So hello to you all over the world. Make sure that you do get involved in the chat and say hello. Tell me where you're from and maybe who you are indeed supporting. But let's check out then how this competition is going to work. Because of course, we have formats, we have cars, we have tracks, we have all of the above. And we've got some graphics to help you indeed understand how this is going to work. So first and foremost, we have got some technical partners to indeed thank. We've got Team Redline, of course, who are hosting. We've got AMX Global, and we've got Verstappen.com, SimuCube, and indeed Verstappen.com. Again, there are 6 rounds, 3 classes. In terms of points, top 20 drivers are awarded those points. And then there are some real drivers and there are some sim drivers as well. Here is the schedule. Today, of course, is the 16th of January, and it's going to be starting at 8 p.m. simply right now. We are indeed in GT3 cars, more specifically the Ferrari 296. On January 23rd at 6 p.m, we're going to be heading to Silverstone GP in the Dallara F3 on January 23rd. Also, the second race will be at Mugello in the FIA F4. On January the 30th, we've got 2 rounds once again with Virginia International Raceway in the Dallara F3 again. And then we're headed to Motorland Aragon in the FIA F4. February the 9th, we will conclude the championship. It will be the 4th event. It will be round number 6 at Fuji International Speedway. Well, there's the tracks, there's the cars. How about we introduce you to some of our drivers as well then? And there are plenty of talented drivers indeed. First up then, Gustavo Ariel, Porsche Cup Brazil Champion 2022, Racing Prodigy Champion 2023. He was spotted by Team Redline during the AMX Global Series as a talent, and we'll be joining them as a sim driver off of the back of that. William Chadwick, 2 times Raw before the 24 winner, is our next driver. Then we have Le Burger, Florian Lebigra, who is an IMSA Esports Vice Champion in 2022 in the touring car class. Sam Keizer, who was a Dutch karting champion in 2007, recently joining Team Redline, is the next driver on the list. Next up, though, it is Enzo Benito, the most beautiful sim racer in the world. There is nothing more needing to be said. Ollie Steinbraten is the 6th driver on the grid. He is currently the IMSA Esports 2023 GTD champion. Following him is Diogo Pinto, who was PESC champion in 2022 and BMW Sim Cup champion in 2023. Josh Thompson makes his way onto the grid, the Watkins Glen 6-hour winner in 2023. Now it is time for the biggest toaster on the grid. I'm sure the chat will agree at home. Gianni Vecchio, along with Ola, was the IMSA Esports 2023 GTD champ, but he also is the Charlotte Motor Speedway Worldwide champ. Next up then is the young prodigy Luke Bennett, 2023 Virtual Le Mans LMP winner, also a 2022 iRacing Bathurst 12-hour winner. Following him is Christopher Lullum, Le Mans Virtual winner in GTE and LMP classes, plus 2023 BMW Sim Cup winner. Another new driver to the Team Redline Sim team, it is Alexei Nesov, current GT Open and Asian Le Mans Series driver. Next up then is Cooper Webster. He is the India F4 champion. Now it's time to introduce arguably the pound for pound best sim racer in the world currently. I say arguably, but I pretty much agree with that. Sebastian Job, 2020 PESC champion, 2 times PEC GB champ, and current Red Bull sim driver as well. Kasper Stuttger is our next star. He is a current F4 Red Bull Academy driver. We then have Enzo Deligny, Spanish F4 Red Bull junior driver. We now have a big dog, currently the Formula 3 world champion and now racing in F2. It's Gabby Bortoletto. And if you thought that it couldn't get any bigger, look no further than Antonio Felix da Costa, Porsche factory driver and former Formula E champion with 8 race wins to his name. Job van Eiter is our next competitor, currently racing in LMP2 driver in the Le Mans Europe Series. Next we head to South Africa where we find a beautiful man, that is Kelvin van der Linde, current DTM driver with 5 wins under his belt, as well as being a 2-time SP9 class Nürburgring 24-hour winner. Rudy Van Buren is the next driver. He was a Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland driver and original world's fastest gamer winner and current Red Bull Sim racing driver as well. Following Rudy, we have a Le Mans winner with Ferrari. It's Antonio Giovinazzi. And then next up, it is Dennis Hauger, who is a Formula 2 racing driver. From Dennis to Danny, we have Danny Junkadea, F3 Europe champ, F3 Macau GP before Luke Browning, remember. 24-hour Daytona winner and a 24-hour Spa winner. Next up on our list, it is Felipe Drugovich, who is the reserve driver at Aston Martin's F1 team. Thierry Vermeulen is up next, ex-Carrera Cup driver, who I had the privilege of commentating on when he was doing that. He is currently racing in DTM for Verstappen.com in a Ferrari 296, which indeed is what we're going to be driving today. Then we have Dries van Tor. If we're talking GT3, this is the man to talk about. Two-time race winner in the GT World Challenge Europe Endurance Cup and current GT World Endurance driver for BMW Team WRT. Now for our next few drivers, we have Emil Hayadal, 2021 24-hour series champion, current driver for Aston Martin in the academy for GT4. Next up is a GT3 driver in Elias Sepinen. And finally, with 23 karting championships, a Zandvoort Masters Cup in 2014, plus a couple of paddle game wins over George Russell and Charles Leclerc, we have Max Verstappen. Oh, and a three-time Formula World champion. That's written there as well. So there's your drivers, guys. That was a long list. That was a lot of information to give you. Hopefully you enjoyed that as much as I did writing it. Now let's check out the race format for today. Lots of information to take in, I know, guys. Lots of information to take in. But we're doing our best to give you it all as best we possibly can. So we have a practice session of 20 minutes, which is currently happening right now. So we're probably going to jump in indeed as that is happening. Then we have qualifying, which has been changed actually. It was a 20-minute session, but now it's qualifying with 4 laps. They get 4 laps to indeed put their best lap time in. So hopefully we'll have people finished pretty early and maybe we'll get a cheeky little interview. And then we head to our race. It is a 30-minute timed race. It really is as simple as that. A sprint from start to finish to see who will be our first winner. And well, what will the drivers get in terms of points? Well, let's check out the points, shall we? So first position will get 30 points, second will get 25. We then have 21 for third, 18, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12 and 11. That's down to 10th position. Then you get 10 for 11th. 12th position will get 9. You have then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and then 1. So that is the top 20 that will indeed score points here today. Right, let's check out then the track. Let's talk a little bit about the circuit we are going to be at today. It is one of the most historical race circuits out there, one of my favourite tracks to indeed get myself involved in. It is home to 2 of the biggest races in real life, being the Rolex 24 and indeed the Daytona 500, plus home to arguably the biggest race in sim racing, which is this weekend. It is indeed the Daytona 24-hour coming to iRacing this coming Saturday, or actually Friday, Saturday and Sunday. I think there's 3 splits. We have Daytona Road Course. The track opened in 1959 and has the capacity of just over 100,000 people. The track has 13 official turns, with 4 of them being flat out. Key areas are turns 1 and 3 for overtaking, and exits of turns 6 and 11 to try and defend from the draft to the cars behind. The car we will be using today, though, is the Ferrari 296. Every single driver will be in exactly the same machinery. And well, a fun fact about this car is that it appears in the service last year, so it's a relatively new car. But Thierry Vermeulen, who drives for Verstappen.com in DTM, uses the exact same car. So maybe that is indeed going to be a bit of an advantage. Right, it's time then to head into qualifying and check out exactly what's going down. I think they might still be in practice though. They might still be in practice, but we're going to head out to track and we're actually going to see all of our drivers chilling and having some fun. Oh, what a time. Hopefully all of that information came out well there and everyone understands what's going on. We're on a level 8 hype train as well, so well done to everybody. Remember, let me know where you're watching from around the world. Let me know who you're supporting, and if I catch it in the chat, I might even be able to read your comments out. We also will be having a driver of the day vote, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, we will have a driver of the day vote, which will be happening over on Twitter. So make sure that you follow Team Redline Sim on Twitter. I will post a link with about 5 minutes left to go. There'll be a poll of 4 or 5 drivers where you get to vote for your driver of the day. Here we are then. Seeing some more action there of that 296. There's the number 71. Currently 9th position, as you can see on the windscreen there. We're level 9 of a hype train. We've got Casper, a lot of support from Casper. Saw that on Twitter as well. Lots of Polish support out there, which is really, really cool to see. So yeah, phenomenal stuff. So yeah, in practice, guys, we've got ourselves about 7 minutes left to go. So come on then. Shout it then, guys. Who are we getting involved? Who are we supporting? Let me know in the chat. Where are we watching from and who are we supporting? Make sure you follow all of these drivers on social media as well. Alexei Nesov currently second position then, where Enzo Benito has done a 43.498, and on the fixed setup, that is absolutely ridiculous. But would you expect anything less? I see a lot of Max out there. I'm not too sure who Max is. Got some South African fans there as well, which is always good to see. So not all of the drivers that I listed earlier on are going to make it today, but they will be here across the rest of the championship. That's all good. Rudy Van Buren as well. Steve Vermeulen. Lots of Casper. Lots of support for Casper in the chat. Enzo, of course, Enzo. Which Enzo, though? More than one. There is more than one Enzo. We've got people from Latvia watching, Tasmania and Australia. We've got a lovely onboard here then of the fridge, Ollie Steinbratton, taking us through turn number 1. And then through turn number 2. Getting a nice little bit of a toe then into 3. Getting the car out as far left as you possibly can to open up the right-hand corner. Okay, this corner just drops away from you on the exit, so you've got to be very, very careful. It's so easy to run over that curbing on the outside line. Ollie currently P10, well, not even 410. About 0.3 of a second between him and P1 right now. It is absolutely close between everybody as it stands. We've got people just supporting Team Redline drivers as well. So now we're heading up towards the hairpin that takes us back onto the oval. You can just get your left wheels on the inside of that curb. It just helps rotate the car. And then it's all about making sure that you don't slide the rear on exit onto the oval. You need to get the power down nicely, nice and even. Otherwise, you'll be under some severe pressure from cars behind. Ola looks like he's going to let a car go from behind him. The job is a good one. Enzo Benito still the fastest driver out there. Alexei Nesov second. Chris Lullum is in 3rd position. We've then got Gianni Vecchio in 4th spot. William Chadwick in 5th position. Bennett in 6th spot. Josh Thompson in 7th. Max Verstappen, don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's in 8th position right now. Sam Keiter is in 9th. Ollie Steinbratton is in 10th. Looks like we've got 20 drivers on the leaderboard. I'm not sure if we've got anyone behind that. But as it stands, Diego Pinto is in 11th. Gustavo Ariel. We've then got Emil Heyerdahl, in 13th. Danny Ukadea, Dries Van Tor, Dennis Hauger, Elias Seppänen, Thierry Vermeulen, Felipe Drugovic, and indeed Job Van Eiter. Seppänen just moved up into 15th position as well. Also, if you would like to see the live timing, Team Redline Sim has just tweeted out the live timing link. So if you want to get the live timing, you can absolutely go and check that out over on Twitter. So Luke Bennett has gone quickest now, just shy of 1/10 of a second. The young man from Birmingham has gone and posted a very competitive time. Remember, this doesn't really mean too much practice. It's all about qualifying and the race result. But there's Max Verstappen. Have you ever heard of him? Yeah, 3-time Formula E world champion. 26 years old. His quote is full send. Could it be anything else? Could it be anything else? We're getting a nice little onboard here then of Max. Turning left, and a little bit more left, and a little bit more left, heading up towards the start-finish line. And this will be, I believe, the final opportunity. Actually, yes, it will be. So 3 minutes left of the session. The final opportunity to get a lap time in. I know the drivers have been putting a lot of time in around this circuit because we do have the Daytona 24 hours coming up this weekend. But they won't have been using this setup. It's a fixed setup today, so everybody is using the same one. So all of the practice they would have been putting in would have been obviously useful for repetitions of corners, but in terms of actually understanding the car, won't really be overly too helpful. In qualifying, it's going to be a little bit different. It's not lone qualifying, it's open. So that means that people can indeed slipstream each other, which is very, very unique to iRacing. So normally you're in lone qualifying and all on your own. There's Luke Bennett, who is currently the fastest driver. Gustavo Ariel, by the way, has just gone a little bit faster than Enzo Benito. He's moved up into 2nd position in this practice session. Ollie Steinbratton moves up into 4th spot then, just in behind Enzo Benito. Benito is in the pits, I believe. Yes, he is. He says next to his name. So is Chadwick. Gianni Vecchio is on an outlap, so he might indeed get 1 lap. We're on board then with Enzo Deligny, I believe. Oh, no, we're on board with Gustavo Ariel. So Gustavo currently in 2nd position as it stands, at 0.04 of a second between the front 2 drivers. So not a lot at all here. Chris Lullum, with Lull at the end of his name as well. Love to see that. And are there any surprises to you in the chat, guys? Is there any surprises as to, maybe someone's out of position? Maybe you think someone's out-qualify what you would expect to see from them. But yeah, right now, the lap times, there's not a lot between them. Right now, the top 10 are separated by just over 0.2 of a second. So realistically, absolutely nothing. Only 1 minute and 15 seconds left to go. Live timing is at Team Redline Sim on Twitter. So at Team Redline Sim on Twitter, and it's the latest tweet that Redline have just tweeted. That will also be the place that we will be doing our Driver of the Day vote today. So if you would like to vote for your Driver of the Day, make sure you head over there and follow. Turn notifications on for the Team Redline Twitter account, and that means that you can keep up to date with all of the latest information. Emil Heyerdahl, the Aston Martin Academy driver, 21 years old. Oh, how I wish I was 21 again. His quote is, "Motor racing can never be totally safe, and it never should be, in my opinion. But sim racing is." Spitting facts, Emil. Spitting facts. Can't really disagree with that. That is a good point. As he rushes down in towards turn number 1, with about 20 seconds left on the clock, we're not going to see another lap time from Emil. So running in towards 3 again, and we're good to go. Hey, Hype Train was unbelievable, by the way, guys. Well done, everybody. I'm doing really well, Shah. Thank you for asking. How are you all doing in chat? Have we been excited for this? Are we excited for Real Racers Never Quit? Well, we've got some funky music, guys, for the practice end of the session, by the way. It's always good to have a bit of music, right? Okay. So I guess we're about to see the results there of the practice session. Again, doesn't really mean too much, but we do indeed know who to look out for. You get a lovely look there of the Daytona Oval. Tri-oval there in the pit lane. Okay. But yeah, practice is done and indeed dusted. So there we go, Luke Bennett from Team Redline. Oh, look at it. Look at that beautiful face of his. Oh, what a guy. 43.403, but I think the biggest thing to take away from that session is that the top 10 are separated by just over 0.2 of a second. So it's Luke Bennett in P1, Gustavo Ariel in P2, Max Verstappen, have we ever heard of him, in 3rd, Enzo Benito in 4th, Ola Steinbratton in 5th, Alexei Nesov in 6th, Chris Lollam in 7th, we've then got William Chadwick in 8th spot, Gianni Vecchio and Josh Thompson round out your top 10, Keiter, Pinto, Heyerdahl, we've got Deligny, Junkadea, Seppänen, Vantor and Hauger as your top 18 drivers. Separated by 0.8 of a second. Absolutely nothing. So for us mere mortals, what that means is we would finish behind everybody. If we go a little bit further down then, Felipe Drugovich is in P20, Job Van Eiter is in 21st. Nice there from those drivers. We're about to head to qualifying, guys. We're about to head to qualification. The commentator is driver of the day. I wish I could be driver of the day. I'm not very fast, unfortunately. There's a reason why I talk about it. If I didn't talk about it, I wouldn't be involved at all, I think. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff indeed. So here we are then, qualifying. 1 minute 50 seconds. We're on board with Elias Seppänen. So they've got 4 attempts to get their best lap times in. So in a normal session, they only get 2 in an 8-minute session. If you do an official session on iRacing. So 10 minutes is quite a lengthy time, and that means they will get all 4 of their lap times in as well. There is some tyre preparation, as you're seeing right now on your screens. Many drivers find the best way of getting the tyres into a proper tyre range. Other drivers just fully send it. It really is as simple as that. But for the most part, they're all going to be doing a couple of laps warm up here. So there's not really too much you can read into the first couple of laps here. Are they taking it seriously? Yes. The fact that we're seeing tyre warming means that they are taking it very seriously indeed. So who are we supporting then today, guys? And where are we watching from? The race distance is 30 minutes long. 30 minutes long. So we're on board in with Enzo Benito. What's quickest in the session? There you can see him. What a beautiful man, but also a very good sim racer. So complete focus on the infield here at Daytona. Still working the tyres. Got some people watching from Newcastle in the UK. Where else are we from? Brazil, Norway. From Malta. Poland as well. Lots of people. Manchester. And now, I believe everybody's going to start giving it their absolute best. Gianni Vecchio running down towards the start-finish line, dropping down. This is where he will be taking it on. 2 laps to warm the tyres up. And I guess they'll have 3 laps to make their fastest attempts. Taking a nice wide line through turn number 1 to try and indeed maximise the speed through the apex of turn 1. Through the S as we come here, using all of the curb possible, taking the shortest possible route down in towards turn number 3, as far left as you possibly can, ultimately to open up this right-handed corner. Again, the track will drop off on the exits. You've got to be careful in not applying the throttle too quickly. Now we head down towards the kink here, which is turn number 4. It is flat out. During the race with a little bit of slipstream, it does become a little bit sketchy, but in qualifying, they should be well equipped to do so, especially after they've warmed the tyres. Turn 5, it's kind of a double apex corner. You're taking a diamond apex where you're running really tight to it on entry, just slightly moving away from it, and then again, banging the apex on the exit. In towards turn number 7, very important corner, because ultimately, you've got to try and get the power down as soon as you possibly can, because you are going to be going flat out into the bus stop chicane. It is just an oval section now, all the way down to the bus stop chicane. As it stands though, quickest time is a 43.801. We saw many 43.4s in qualifying, so don't expect that 8 to last up there too long, but I know William Chadwick will take that to his grave for sure, that he once was P1 in qualifying in a Real Racers Never Quit event. Gianni Vecchio there running through the bus stop nicely. As you can see on the right hand side of your screen to the bottom right hand corner, if anyone's new to this, purple sector means you're the fastest out of everybody. If you're green, it means it's your personal best sector, and if it's yellow, don't even worry about that. No one wants to have yellow sectors in their times. Gianni Vecchio hugging the wall, heading down towards the start finish line. Not sure he's happy with his middle sector, which it was indeed yellow. Across the line he will go, and William Chadwick has actually improved now. A 43.593 is the time to beat at the top of the timesheets, and all of a sudden that time becomes a little bit more competitive the further we get along this session. Ola Steinbreiten then into second position, 43.758. Now Gustavo Ariel manages to go around about 0.2 slower than William Chadwick. Sam Keitet now up to second spot as well. We're seeing the times tumble here at Daytona Road Course. 6 minutes down on the clock, 4 minutes left to go. So we're on board with William Chadwick, who looks like he might be just taking it slowly here and then going for a final hurrah lap. Yeah, he definitely is. He's definitely warming those tyres up. Enzo Benito has just gone fastest for himself. He's gone green, 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 green. Lots of green sectors. He's currently up to P5. He's got the number 1 next to his name. My number 1, so that's for sure. But again, William Chadwick's time does look very competitive. We're on board then with Max Verstappen. So currently 17th. Has definitely spent the majority of this session, or all of this session, getting the tyres into a decent range. And that's all about executing that lap time. Through turn number 7 onto the oval. Just a little bit of loss of speed there on the rears. Look pretty good. See the gears we're heading up to. It'll be all the way up to 6 before we head into the next braking zone. Dries Van Tor, by the way, up to P10 ahead of Thierry Vermeulen, who has produced a 44.6. It is so tight at the top of the timesheets. Down towards the bus stop then, between the 2 and the 1 marker board. Running through the chicane. Yeah, he's not happy. Tell there by the reaction, he's not happy with that bus stop. And he might get one more attempt here, though. Remember, they get 4 attempts, because Gianni Vecchio only produces a 50.7. So that time by William Chadwick, all of a sudden, becomes a bit more competitive. Although Luke Bennett does go up to pole position. Chris Lullen momentarily went second. But Luke Bennett has now produced a 43.584. Max has just produced a 43.754. 0.2 of a second separating the top 11. Enzo Benito and Ola Steinbreiten have both got exactly the same lap times. Max is done. He is done in this session, so he will not be able to improve here. We're on board with Diogo Pinto, who is up to 6th position. Alexei Nesov has moved up into 5th spot, and Josh Thompson has moved up into 4th spot here. And this will be the last opportunities fast lap times to be produced. Will Luke Bennett take pole position, or will someone break the young Brummie's heart? We're on board then with Diogo. It's a really nice exit onto the oval, and it is going to be absolute full send. The whole of Portugal holding their breath right now. His own words, he is the best sim racer Portugal's ever produced. His own word is also very true. Heading then down towards that braking zone again, just between the number 2 marker board and the number 1. Grabbing a load of curb on entry. You see just trying to rotate the rear too much, and actually nailed that through the middle part. Looked like the car was not going to rotate to the right hand side, but it did. Perfectly done. No move on from Diogo, so you can't really tell by his emotions as to whether this is faster or not. And well, he's backed out of the lap, so it's not going to be faster. Luke Bennett, I believe, is going to be pole position. Unless Lullum is on a lap or Josh Thompson's on a lap, I think that might be good enough. But yes, into the pit lane, Lullum comes. Josh Thompson is not in the pits yet, so maybe he's going another lap. Ollie Steinbrenner moves up to 4th position. Josh Thompson does not improve. Gustavo Ariel moves up into 6th position. Sam Keitet moves up. Nesov moves up 1 position as well. Now Thompson replaces him as quickly as he lost the position. And now we've got Danny Juncadella, who's currently in 14th spot. 44.145 is the time that he currently has. He needs to find about 0.6 of a second. So the session is definitely slowed up, but they haven't got the slipstream of each other. So it was supposed to be an open session, or it was originally an open session, should I say. That's what I was told. Now it is indeed closed. So they've got no slipstream to work with, so the times are indeed going to be slower. But as we go across the line, Danny Juncadella does not improve. Oh, yes, it does, up to P12. So up to P12 right at the end there. But our first qualifying session of the season is going to go to Luke Bennett. Incredible stuff from him. Someone who has spent the last 12 months running on Rennsport and absolutely grinding it, but recently, of course, running in the Porsche GB Cup. He's also doing DNLS, and I'm sure we're going to see him over the weekend doing Daytona. But what a start to his Real Racers Never Quit Championship run, because he is in P1. A 43.584 is the time to indeed beat. Will Chadwick is in 2nd spot. That is a massive, massive shock for me. We know he's fast, but to be, mixing it with the likes of Lullum, Ollie Steinbrenner, and Josh Thompson, that is a ridiculously good lap time. So fair play to Will. Chris Lullum in 3rd, then Ollie Steinbrenner is in 4th. Josh Thompson in 5th with Alexei Nesov in 6th. Gustavo Ariel and Diogo Pinto are 7th and 8th position. Sam Keitet and Max Verstappen round out your top 10. Then we've got Enzo Benito and Danny Juncadella, Enzo Deligny and Emil Heyerdahl, Elias Seppänen and Dennis Hauger. Dries Vanthoor and Thierry Vermeulen are your top 18 drivers. Next down the list then, we've got Job Van Eiter. Massive shock that Gianni Vecchio just didn't manage to get a lap time in. He's down in P20th. And then we've got Felipe Drugovich, who will be in P21. But the qualifying belongs to the young man from Birmingham, Luke Bennett. Congratulations to him. What a qualifying session. So now's the time, chat. Who do you believe is going to go out there and get the race victory? Qualifying is one thing, of course. The race is quite another. Slipstreaming is going to be a massive factor in this race. As you can see, they will do a short formation through the bus stop, and then it is all about the race start. It will be up to the race leader, which is Luke Bennett, the qualifying leader, to take them away whenever he wants. All he's going to be hoping for is a nice, clean turn number 1. 30 minutes of racing action for you, ladies and gentlemen, which for my money puts it about 18 laps. 17, 18 laps. And we will find out who is the first winner for season number 4. A championship, remember. So everyone watching at home, this is the first of 4 events over the next few weeks. And there will be 6 races in total. Round 2, or event 2 and event 3 will have 2 rounds. And then the final will be GT3 at Fuji. 1 race. Come on then, get your predictions in the chat, guys. Let me know who you want to win and who you think is going to win. That could be 2 different answers. Make sure you hit that follow button over on Twitch. Would be very much appreciated. Also, make sure you head over to the Team Redline Sim, at Team Redline Sim on Twitter, because we will be doing a Driver of the Day vote. Here we go then. heading down towards the start-finish line. Pace car is going to pull off to the left. Now it's up to Luke Bennett as to when we go green. Real Racers Never Quit. Season 4, round 1 is away as we go down towards turn number 1. Luke Bennett with an absolute flyer in towards turn number 1. And you can see that Lulham and Chadwick are battling for position, and Chadwick has lost P2 as Lulham makes a move up the inside, and you see an absolute send down the inside there. I'm not too sure exactly who that was. Might have been Max Verstappen. I think it absolutely was Max Verstappen. Managed to make 2 overtakes into turn number 1, and ultimately now in the hunt for the race win. Delightful bit of driving there, side-by-side action, battling for what would be P6. So Diogo Pinto trying to get involved there as there's some contact in the background, and there are drivers falling down the order, and I'm not exactly sure who that is. It's Aita, yep, and then we've got Hayadal as well, who is also facing the wrong way. That is not a great start for them as we head then through turn number 6 down towards turn number 7, and Luke Bennett has done the job here, got away nice and cleanly, but this is where the real hard work begins. Get the power down nice and early here, but you've got to try and defend away from Chris Lulham. He's in your slipstream. It's going to be almost impossible to indeed not lose a position here, especially down towards turn number 1. But I tell you what, he's done the first part of the job here. He's got out onto the oval with a lovely bit of a gap to work with as we head down towards the bus stop. And William Chadwick then is in P3. You see there's a long train of cars. We've got Steinbratton in 4th position. Then we've got Nessov in 5th spot. Looks like we've got the clash at turn 2. Oh, there's a car in the middle, and then 2 drivers facing the wrong way. So that was Hauger and Eiter by the looks of things. Dennis Hauger and Eiter, who unfortunately have been involved in a big one here at the start of the Real Racers Quit season number 4. And that is not a great start. It's not what they wanted, that is for certain. See Chris Lulham in behind Bennett. Going to give him a little nudge. Maybe try and drive away and make this a 2-way battle. But I'm sure Chadwick, who won the Raw before the 24 just this weekend gone, with all that experience, will be looking to try and get involved in the hunt as well. We're on board with Lulham there. You can see the camera view in that bottom left-hand corner. At the end of lap 1, got Bennett, Lulham, Chadwick, Steinbratton, Nessov, and Max Verstappen as your top 6. Diogo Pinto just in behind. Max with that massive send at the start here. He's gained 4 positions. There's a spin. There is a spin. That's Alexei Nessov. So Nessov with the power down a little bit too early. And unfortunately, he's going to drop out the top 4 and all the way down the back of the order. I think he might just about be able to get going in P17. Sepulin is not going to get the overtake. But Alexei Nessov not having a good start here. Josh Thompson and Enzo Benito battling for position as well. It's like Josh Thompson may have just lost out to Enzo. And right now then, it is all about the top 4. So the top 4 have got away right now. Ole Steinbratton, Max Verstappen 1.5 seconds back, and it's almost impossible to catch that kind of gap up unless the front 4 really do start to fight with each other. So Alexei, by making that mistake, I think Max is just a little bit too close and had to obviously back out of the situation, but now he's lost the code. So that is a huge factor. Well, here we go. We're about to see a bit more action then. Nessov has had contact, running down in towards turn number 3. Well, actually, he hadn't got the power down a little bit too early. We saw the back end of that incident. I'm not sure that was the same incident, if I'm completely honest. I'm not sure that was the same incident at all. So Alexei Nessov, though, is dropping down the order, or has dropped down the order. Enzo Benito now ahead of Deligny. Josh Thompson was involved in that as well. He's dropped down to P18. We run down towards turn number 1 once again. Luke Bennett holding on to that lead. Chris Lulham, does he decide to put his car up ahead and try and get a lap lead? He doesn't. So it's going to be Luke Bennett that takes them away. William Chadwick still in 3rd spot, dropped 1 position. Of course, qualifying on the front row of the grid. Not expecting him to do anything too crazy in terms of sending it. And what I mean by the slipstream here, guys, it was 1.5 seconds the advantage for the front 4 to Max in P5. And unfortunately, Verstappen is now 1.7 back, and there's just nothing you can do. It doesn't matter how fast you are. Unfortunately, if there's a group in front just working together and not battling, that gap will just increase, and increase. So unless he can get a little push there from Diogo Pinto, maybe Gustavo can get involved as well. But this group of 4 here, Verstappen, Pinto, Ariel, and Keita, they have to work together. It really is as simple as that. If they don't, if they start messing around, then that top 4 is just gone. Still plenty of time in this race, though. You expect the front 4 to battle for position at some point. It just needs to be a bit earlier rather than later, simply for this second group of cars. We're on board with Max, again slipstreaming Diogo Pinto, Ariel, Keita just in behind, Danny Yunkadea about 1 second further back. Again, it's the same story for him. If he doesn't latch onto the back of this pack here, if they don't mess around too much, Unfortunately, Danny is going to drop out. He's actually got no one to work with behind him as well. So Junkadea may be in a battle on his own for P9. But look at the gap again. It's 1.8 seconds. By the time they get up towards the start-finish line, it'll be another 0.2 of a second. The front four are doing a really good job. They're separated by half a second. They're doing exactly what they need to do. But there's the little bump and run. Diogo Pinto giving a little nudge there to Max Verstappen. Not really coming down, although there's some side-by-side action. P2 there momentarily. Thought Will Chadwick was going to go for it. Actually, they've got some... well, they are going for it. They are proper racing here at the front. And the two clusters of 4 might become a cluster of 8 if that continues to happen at the front. So we're seeing the battle for P1 down at the bottom of your screens. And I think Will Chadwick's decided, you know what, I'm going for this. I'm absolutely going to go for this. I don't mind if that group of 4 behind catches up, but I'm going to make this interesting here. Luke Bennett will be hoping that they run side by side for the entirety of the race. That means he might get a chance to get away. Lullen, by the way, has stayed side by side with Chadwick for the last 4 corners. They are still side by side as they head up towards turn number 7. Chadwick, though's got the advantage, had the slipstream, doesn't so much now. He has to go deep under braking here, but also not slow down Lullen too much. Lullen's going to run off wide into the curbing there. And Will Chadwick makes the move stick in the end. Brilliant stuff from him. Lullen's going to be furious, but look at the gap to the group behind. Max Verstappen, Diogo Pinto, Ariel, Keita, Junkadea, they just caught up 0.3 of a second through the infield alone. So a couple more laps like that, and all of a sudden, we might see ourselves having an 8-way battle for the race win. I was merely speaking about Danny Junkadea on the last lap. He's lost 0.9 of a second because he's got no one pushing him from behind. He's got no draft to work with in front. And unfortunately, he's just going to slip down towards Enzo Benito before he can now work with Enzo, maybe Deligny as well, and try and catch up to the leaders. Let's check out anyone outside the top 10. Deligny's currently 11th. We've got Van Tor, we've got Nessov, Sepinen, Hauger, Eiter, now up to your top 16. Josh Thompson is in 17th. We've got Heyerdahl in 18th position. Thierry Vermeulen is in 19th spot. And it looks like Drogovic is in 20th and out of the race. Well, there we go. We're about to see a battle for the lead. So Chadwick was under pressure from Chris Lullen. Luke Bennett runs wide through turn number 1. We'll have the inside line for turn number 3. There's contact between Chadwick and Bennett. Managed to just about hold on. Bennett's going to run deep. That's going to open the door then for Christopher Lullen. Ola Steinbraten, but the biggest door that's going to be opened is to that group of 4 cars behind, because the gap's now 1 second. It was 1.5. Half a second's been taken out on that previous lap. It's the quickest formation lap you're ever likely to see. It's 2x2 as we head then down towards turn number 6. Bennett still just about holds on. Lullen is going to retake that position exactly where he lost it last time, although I believe Chadwick is going to chuck his nose in. And I tell you what, the only red line driver involved in this front battle, being William Chadwick, has done us watching at home a massive favour by making it mixy. He is given the chance for the next 4 cars to catch up. William Chadwick, we absolutely salute you. There's Luke Bennett again. He'll be looking in his rearview mirror thinking, yeah, I'm cool with this. You guys crack on. You go side by side. This is brilliant for me. I don't need to be worried about anything. Just don't send me into turn 1 again. Chadwick takes a lovely line there through the bus stop chicane. He will be slow on the exit though, which again will hold up. Lullen will hold up Steinbraten. All of a sudden, the numbers next to their name are orange, meaning it's under half a second. Max Verstappen now, right behind the group ahead. Pinto, Ariel's involved here, Keita's involved here. Benito's got ahead of Junkadea. They really need to work together to maybe catch up to the leaders. And well, if there's still more action at the front end, who is to say? Before the race is over. Chadwick then tries to send it round the outside. Bennett holds that inside line. Christopher Lullen indeed takes that inside line, is going to reciprocate here and I think take P2, although Chadwick just moves over to the left there to let Lullen know, do you know what? I'm not going to make this easy for you. They are still side by side. And now look who's involved. It is an 8-way battle for the race lead. And just for this, guys, if we're not voting Will Chadwick driver of the day, I have no idea what he has to do, because he has made this race 2 times as interesting as it was going to be just by battling at the front. This is what we want from Real Racers Never Quit, and this is exactly what we're getting, although now he might be about to be mugged off. I think Steinbraten is going to move up to make this a 1, 2, 3, 14 red line. Max there with a little touch to the back, and is that a spin? Oh, it is. So Max has spun the car there. He just had a little touch onto the rear of William Chadwick and lost all centre downforce. The car was just looped around. now down to P11, being caught by Dries Vanthoor and Alexei Nesov. And Nesov is actually being pushed here as well. We're back up then with our top 4. And as it stands, Chadwick is now the 4th car of it all. Qualified 2nd, went down to 3rd, battled his way up to 2nd again, looked to try and get into the lead. May have got his nose just ahead of Luke Bennett in the exit of turn 1 on lap 4. But ultimately, finds himself in 4th position right now. And that spin has actually cost Pinto here. Pinto's now 2.1 seconds back. Oh, I can see the chat, how disappointed you are all at home. I think the whole world held their breath then as we saw the spin. It was just unfortunate. They were going through 2x2. And unfortunately, yeah, loss of downforce on the front of the car, and the car just spun around. Chadwick there trying to squeeze Ola Steinbart onto the apex. Not quite going to work out. They are still running 2x2. Chadwick, I think, is going to have to yield this position. He does, moves over, and Ola will filter in to that 3rd spot. But again, this does give an opportunity for Diogo to catch up. He's caught up 0.7 of a second already at the start of this lap. There's Ola, always cool, calm and collected. The first time I ever saw him show emotion was when he picked up the IMSA championship with Gianni Vecchio. He actually smiled. It was unbelievable. He actually smiled, and it was beautiful. It was one of my favourite moments over the last couple of months. But yeah, Ola currently in P3, and he'll be well positioned. He's pretty happy with that. He's pretty happy with that. Seeing people in the chat, 11th to 1st, let's go. We've seen Max do things like that before, haven't we now? It is definitely not beyond the realms of possibility. Currently 2.7 seconds behind Deligny. Needs Nesov to catch up really, and Vanthoor to catch up realistically and just give a little nudge. So here's Sam Kiter, has to push Diogo. Diogo hoping that the front group battle once again. There is Sam, 2007 karting champion. Still has the same haircut, 2007 as well. Impressive stuff there from Sam. One of the latest drivers for Team Redline. As he gets close behind 2022 PESC champion Diogo Pinto. Gives him a little nudge, the gap 1.5 seconds. They'll be looking ahead, hoping there's an opportunity. Opened up by Chadwick again. They need Will to start sending it. But ultimately, there's a gap starting to form between the front 2 and the second 2. They are going to run side by side, and I think for the first time, we're about to see a new race leader. There's a mistake though made by Diogo Pinto. He runs deep. But Chris Lullum, I believe, is now in the lead of this race. Luke Bennett, who's led for the first 12.5 minutes, has now succumbed to the pressure. And I believe he's just decided, you know what? It's your turn to lead here, Lullum. You go give it a go. 1.6 seconds the advantage. Even so, they changed positions. The gap has actually increased. Gustavo Ariel, one of very few drivers to pick up 11k iRating on iRacing. 11k wasn't even thought about merely 6 months ago, but there's a few people now. And he was also spotted by Team Redline during the AMX Global Championship, which is starting up very soon as well. So get yourself involved, guys. It's a very good shop window to get into the top sim racing teams. So the second group, 1.6 seconds behind. Ariel just a little bit further up. We've got Kiter, Benito, Junkadea, Deligny. Deligny and Junkadea working together nicely, actually, meaning that Max can now catch them up. The gap is increasing just because of the slipstream. We head then down towards the start-finish line. And it's still the lead for Chris Lullum. We're on board then with Max. He's got Nesov in behind. Both of these guys have ended up facing the wrong way during this race, and now they've ended up working together. See Alexei with a smile on his face. Good to see. And I think him and Max have decided we're going to have a bit of fun here. We are going to push each other all the way around the track. We've got to try and close that gap to Deligny and try and get a top 10. Remember, it's a 6-round championship, so it's not the worst thing in the world if you have a bad round number 1. It's not ideal, of course, especially considering how strong the field is. But a top 10, I think after what's happened to these drivers, they'll be relatively happy with that. So, yeah, a long way to go, though. They've got 3 seconds to work on. William Chadwick, by the way, dropped down to 4th. So, Ola Steinbart, as we see in the bottom right-hand corner, has retaken that 3rd position. Chadwick really is battling for his life there, representing AMX Global. Yeah, you can definitely see that Max is having a chat with Alexei there. They're discussing the potential plan of action, try to get towards the front. Oh, what's it? I just see there, charisma, strength of field over 9,000. Oh, I think what the strength of field with this would be. It'd be incredible. I think for someone like me, I'd finish P22 and gain I rating. Again, the battle for P1 through the bus stop chicane. There we go. All in close connection. Gap now 3 seconds between Deligny and Max. It's just not coming down. Deligny, Juncadella and Enzo working together. 3 cars working together against 2. The gap's just going to stay around about 3 seconds. It's a very clever driving from Deligny, Juncadella and Benito. You've got Sam Keiter in behind Gustavo Ariel. And the front 4 haven't really battled too much. I think they've decided, you know what, we're going to make this a 4-way battle as we head then in towards turn number 1. And well, how wrong was I? It is 2 by 2 once again. A chance for the second group to catch up. Luke Bennett and Ola Steinbratton now side by side. Bennett maybe about to drop down into 3rd position. All depends whether Ola gets the overlap here. I'm not sure he will. I think Bennett should get this figured out. No, actually, in all fairness, Ola Steinbratton does have the overlap. He will back out of it, and he will let Luke Bennett take 2nd position. Lulham is now in Bennett's shoes, where he's just like, yep, you guys can fight, no problem. I'll just move on. I'll go about my day. I'm here at Daytona. I'll pick up a race victory, and all is good in the world. Gap now between P5 and P4. It was 1.7 seconds as they crossed the line. It's now 1.2. So just about within tow range. It's not going to be enough to catch up. You need to be within about 7/10 to really utilise it, especially when there's 4 cars up ahead of you. But they will be getting the benefit of it. That is obviously a positive. If you are new to this, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Racers Never Quit. It's the 4th iteration of the championship, and this is a 6th round championship. We have got our first round today. Our second round will be coming in the coming weeks, where we have 2 races, and then in event 3 we've got 2 races, and then event 4 we indeed have ourselves one final race, which will be GT3 at Fuji. We'll get you all of the information about the championship and the rounds left to go later on. Make sure you hit that follow button over on Twitch, and make sure that you follow Team Redline Sim over on Twitter, because we will be doing a driver of the day vote, where you can go and vote over on Twitter. So here we go then. A little bit of push, a little bit of side-by-side action. Luke Bennett taking that outside line. Chris Lulham still just about hanging on to the race lead. The gap now 1.1 seconds, so they've caught up even more. Diogo now will probably feel like he's got a chance of going out there and winning this race. And this is the danger now. The front 4 have battled, so now it gives 3 other cars a chance to get involved. And well, how eager are they to getting into the front of this race? How eager are they to get into the front? This is where it can become a little bit messy. Luke Bennett, I think, is trying to get back up into the lead of this race. I think he feels like he can manage it from there a little bit better. Lulham with his nose just up ahead. We're heading then towards the entry onto the oval section once again. Bennett's got that inside line. Chris Lulham around the outside, and well, they swapped positions about 19 times this lap. But Luke Bennett, with a little bit of a smile and a little bit of a nudge, moves back up into the lead of the race. And it's nice to see that all of the drivers are just having fun. They're all just having fun. All running in the same car, all running on the same setup, meaning that it is all about them and the machinery. Diogo Pinto catching up once again. Lulham is now back up ahead here then, so Bennett. I think him and Lulham have just decided, let's make this a 7-way battle. Let's make this a 7-way battle. Maybe they can slow it down so that the whole pack's around at the end of this race. But Diogo Pinto's caught up, Ariel's caught up, Keiter's caught up. Benito now 1.9 seconds behind. Juncadella and Deligny are indeed 2.5 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen. Max in 11th spot is starting to close in. He's dragging Nessov along with him. We head then down in towards turn number 1. Chris Lulham retakes the lead of this race. Bennett with that outside line now has to contend with Ola Steinbratton. Ola is going to filter in, I believe, into 3rd spot. Chadwick now under pressure from Diogo Pinto. Pinto will look to go around the outside for a potential P4. There's a lock up there as well from, I believe, Luke Bennett. And actually, William Chadwick is going to hang on. Luke Chadwick, if you remember who Luke chadwick is, he's a footballer from the 90s. But yeah, William Chadwick just now trying to hold on to a top 4 Diogo Pinto. Oh, when he has an objective, ladies and gentlemen, when he has something to genuinely chase, he is a very, very, very tough competitor. I wouldn't want Diego behind me. He would scare me half to death, I'm not going to lie. A bit of a mistake there, actually, from Lulham. And the pack are catching up. Enzo Benito now 1.5 seconds behind. Juncadella, Deligny are only 2.2 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen. And the pack, battling like this at the front, are slowing down. There is a possibility here that we do see more cars join this lead battle. We've got ourselves just under 10 minutes to go, but get excited. Let me know where you're watching from, guys, and let me know who you're supporting, who you'd like to see win this race. And if you just follow the channel, let me know as well in the chat. So Chris Lulham still leading the way, getting nudged forward here by Luke Bennett. I've got a smile from ear to ear because this is going to be a very special end to this race for sure. We've got Freeze Turn who's saying Max is on the comeback. I think he might be. I do think he might be. Diogo, going to try and go around the outside here of Chadders. And well, Chadwick, he ran very, very deep there. And he's going to lose the position. Diogo Pinto showing why he is a PESC World Champion. That's a lovely move there from him. He does move up into P4. And then there's some shenanigans in behind, nearly 3 wide. It is 2 wide a bit further back. Gustavo Ariel in that AMX car, and Chadwick gets sent off nearly into the grass, not quite. He does get sent off, and he's now dropped to the back of his pack. Chadwick's gone from P2, battling for the lead of this race, now down to 7th as Pinto and Kaita battle for position. And all of a sudden, Gustavo Ariel has managed to make himself a lovely little home in P4 from P7. So things are very much warming up, and all of a sudden Enzo Benito's only 7/10 further back. So the gap between the front, I think, maybe 10 drivers is about 2.3 seconds. Absolutely nothing. Max is 2.2 behind that. Nesov is going to push him towards it. I think we might see an 11-car battle for this race victory, guys. I really do believe it. Again, they're going to slow each other down here. Bennett with a little send. Almost to say to Lulham, yeah, well, you're not going to go through there as quickly as you would like to. We have got just under 8 minutes left to go. Again, I am so smiley right now. This could be an exceptional finish here at Daytona. A long week of Daytona for these drivers as well. Remember, we do indeed have the Daytona 24-hour, which pretty much every single driver on this grid will be taking part in over the weekend. So Bennett then pushing Chris Lulham along. Max gained half a second, by the way, on the oval that time around. I know there are people eagle-eyed. They want Max to catch up to the back of this group. I think we all secretly want Max. There's no secret about it. We want Max to catch up. It is 2 by 2 then at the front, and Chris Lulham is still going to hold on to the lead. Ollie Steinbratton looking to get up into P2. You can see Lulham. Has he got the tongue out? Oh, it's almost a bit of touchy-touchy. You can see that he nearly gets the tongue out. You know when he gets the tongue out that he's biting his lip, you know he's very much concentrating. But yeah, there it is. There it is. He is definitely concentrating right now, and he's having a lot of fun. But look at the group behind. Side-by-side action once again for P2. Ollie Steinbratton still trying to get himself involved. Gustavo Ariel is in that AMX Global car. Just a little bit further back on this. Look at the 2 cars at the furthest back there. That's Max and Alexei Nesov. They're now 1.8 seconds behind. And I'll tell you what, I think they're going to catch. I think they're going to catch up. I really do believe they are going to catch up here. And this might be a very, very special finish. So Chris Lulham still leads. There's Gustavo Ariel. He looked cool, calm and collected, that's for sure. A little bit of a nudge there down towards the bus stop. They're trying to go through their 2 by 2. They are going through their 2 by 2. Gustavo Ariel is going to try and make the move for P3. Oh, that's going to cause everybody to check up there. One car just disappeared. That's Ollie Steinbratton. So Steinbratton then is out of this race. Well, Gustavo tried to make that 2 wide, and ultimately, that has cost him. Well, it's not cost him, it's cost Ollie Steinbratton. So Steinbratton's in the pits. He's massively crashed into the wall there. And all of a sudden, it is a 2-way fight for the lead. So Luke Bennett, Chris Lulham. Chris Lulham currently has his nose ahead. Luke Bennett's going to swing around the outside. I'm wondering whether there is an opportunity for a move here. No, there's not. So Bennett is going to filter back. And it looks like we're going to have a replay then of that crash there involving Gustavo Ariel and indeed Ollie Steinbratton. So Gustavo's on the outside. Oh, no. Yeah, to be fair, Ola just hit too much curb there. everybody checks up behind. You've got the front bumper missing then from Diogo Pinto's car, I believe. And Ola gets on the brakes. Does anyone else get involved? I think he's good. But Ola is going to be absolutely furious with that. It's going to be, the fridge is not going to be cool, that's for sure. The fridge has just been turned off. Not a good day in the office for the fridge. Right, back to the race at hand. Chris Lullum leads, Bennett second. Gustavo Ariel in third, Keitel, Chadwick, top 5. Pinto with minus a front bumper, I believe. Currently is in P6. We've got Benito, Juncadella, Deligny, and Max Verstappen as your top 10. So Max still hasn't caught up with Nesov, but he's only 1.5 seconds back. It looks like we've got the driver of the day vote as well, guys. So I'm going to just quickly post the link into the chat. So there you go, everybody. You've got 5 minutes to vote for your driver of the race. I'm posting it in the chat for you. So head over to the Twitter account and vote for your driver of the race between Luke Bennett, William Chadwick, Chris Lullum, and Diogo Pinto. And I'm going to be honest, I may get in trouble here for pushing people towards voting. William Chadwick has made this race interesting. That is a fact. You should be voting for William Chadwick. Well, look at this. It is like a swarm of bees coming down towards turn number 1. This, I thought, well, earlier on it was the fastest formation lap. This is now the official fastest formation lap of all time. It's 2x2 into turn 1, 3 rows back. But it's Chris Lullum that still leads. Leaves that door wide open up the inside. Luke Bennett fills that void. Max is now 1 second behind with, I believe, 2 more laps remaining after this. I'd have to get clarification in my ear as to exactly how many laps there are. But right now, we've got 3.5 minutes. So I think 2 laps after this one, and that is going to be it. So running in towards the oval once again. I think, for my money, the third from last time. Oh, exceptional stuff. Exceptional stuff. Still Chris Lullum, Luke Bennett. Keitel now into P3, by the way, out of absolutely nowhere. We didn't think the Keitel would be the lead Dutchman, but he is. Currently in third, Ariel in fourth, Chadwick fifth, Diogo in sixth position, Enzo Benito seventh, Deligny is in eighth, Juncadella is in ninth, and then Max is in 10th, and Max is now within striking distance because he's dragging Alexei Nesov with him. 2 laps to go. How many positions are we going to see swapped around over the next couple of laps? We've had a very good race here at Daytona for the first round of the Real Racers Never Quit season number 4. I'm excited to see how this goes down. Who's going to win, guys? Let me know in the chat, everybody, who is going to win this race. Just one name. See Lullum getting bumped along there by Bennett. Sam Keitel getting involved. Lots of red line cars, as you can see. Ariel in 4th position. Bit of a roadblock there. You've got Pinto and Benito just behind Deligny. Juncadella now involved. Now Max is right behind him and Nesov. And look at this. It is 2x2 on the infield here at Daytona. Lullum still leads the way. Bennett in 2nd spot. They couldn't be any closer as we're off the track in a bit further back. Deligny is going to drop back into 10th position. Nesov has moved up 1 position, so is Max. Actually, Deligny's down into 11th. And are we going to see that cheeky smile? How much is Max enjoying this? I bet he's absolutely loving it. Got to be careful of anyone making a mistake or any potential contact. They are very close up ahead. Again, they are too wide up ahead. Back onto the oval they will come. And look at it. They're just scattered around. It's like a group of angry ants. As we head onto the oval, there's going to be a couple of cars that are going to get hung out to dry. There's the smile. He's just looking ahead going, I have no idea what's going on. But there are 3 positions available. Oh, and on board with Max here would be absolutely dreamy, I think. Getting to see all this action unfold ahead. Sam Keitel, for the first time, is about to take the lead of this race. Although there's a bump there from Bennett onto Lullum. Lullum then retakes the lead of this race. You've got in 4th position Gustavo Ariel. You've then got Chadwick in 5th. Diogo Pinto 6th. Benito in 7th. Juncadella in 8th. Verstappen in 9th. And Nesov in 10th spot. It's the final lap coming up, ladies and gentle cars. I think there's going to be a big one. There has to be a big one, how close they are. You've got 3 red line cars at the front. I think they've decided they're going to battle now for the win. And you've got 2 AMX cars in behind. On to the final lap of today's race then. Who is going to take the round 1 victory. Lulham leads them into turn number 1. Bennett takes a really wide angle, and Keitel, well, I tell you what, makes a lovely move up the inside there. Bennett runs ever so slightly wide, maybe overheated the tyres over the previous laps. And now Gustavo Ariel is going to try and come and get involved here as well. Danny Juncadella makes a move on Enzo Benito, moves up to P7. Enzo Benito retakes that position on Danny Juncadella. And Max now moves past Danny Juncadella. So there's a freebie then for Max after all of the shenanigans between the Italian and the Spaniard. And the Dutchman's like, yep, thank you very much. I'll have a bit of that. Lovely old job. We now move onto the oval for the very last time. Still Lulham in the driving seat, but I think I would prefer to be, right now, Sam Keitel. I really think I prefer to be Sam Keitel, although Bennett's going to get a double slingshot opportunity here. Maybe Gustavo Ariel has a go, but Lulham has got that gap to work with. I'm pretty sure on the exit of the bus stop chicane, you're going to see him moving left and indeed right. Max has dropped about half a second off of Enzo Benito here, so I'm not sure he's going to get involved in any more positions. He might be a bit too far back. As Keitel still leads them, and there's a move being made then by Luke Bennett. Oh, Luke Bennett looks to take on Sam Keitel as well. He has done. So he's got ahead then of Keitel, and that might have just handed Christopher Lulham the race victory. Yeah, he's too far ahead. So I think Chris Lulham is going to take the first round of the Real Racers Never Quit Season 4 as Bennett makes an absolute send through the bus stop. I think it definitely deserved between Bennett and Chris Lulham. But as we head up towards the start-finish line, the fixed setup gives you a massive drag, a massive tow, and Lulham is just about going to get it, I believe. Bennett's going to finish in second spot. Gustavo Ariel finishes in third. Keitel will take fourth. A top 5 then for William Chadwick. We've got Pinto. Benito takes a 6th and a 7th. Verstappen, who takes 8th. Nesov, who takes 9th. And then Juncadella, who takes 10th position. Oh boy, what a race that was from start to finish, ladies and gentle cars. That was just absolutely exceptional. So congratulations then to all of our drivers. So lots of fun had, that's for sure. Drivers taking it very seriously, but also putting on a show. If you enjoyed that, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to spam the hearts in the Twitch chat, because that was absolutely ridiculous from my side. Oh, what a time to be alive, ladies and gentle cars. Chris Lulham, again on the Red Line channel, seems to always get those race victories. So congratulations to him. Oh man. Whew. Really, really good stuff. Really good stuff indeed. So we're getting to see some donuts there from Max. Something I'm not very good at, or never really get the opportunity to do. You've got to win races to do that, I guess, or perform well in races. And yeah, no, it doesn't really work out for me. And now we're going to drive off. But I think that everybody here can agree that we've been entertained. If you've been entertained, again, spam those hearts, because that has been a real fun one to do. We pan over the beautiful scenes of Daytona Road Course. There's your race winner. Look at him. Oh, he looks silly lully. Oh, it looks so silly. He is your race winner then. He wins by 1/10 of a second, picks up those 30 points. We then got Bennett in second position, Gustavo Ariel in third. Sam Keitel finishes in fourth spot. William Chadwick gets a top 5. Diogo Pinto finishes in 6th position. Enzo Benito finishes in 7th spot. Then Max Verstappen with a recovery drive from the midway point of the race managed to get back up into P8. Alexei Nesov finishes in 9th position. Danny Juncadella is in 10th. Enzo Deligny finishes in 11th position. Josh Thompson, after some incidents during that, manages to finish in P12. Hauger is in 13th. We've then got Heyerdahl in 14th. Van Eitert finishes in 15th. We've then got Sapanan, who finishes in 16th position. And then we've got Dries Van Tor and Ola Steinbraten as your top 18. Thierry Vermeulen, Felipe Drogovic, and Gianni Vecchio as your top 21. Simucube fastest driver, it was Gustavo Ariel. So Gustavo Ariel gets the Simucube fastest lap. Congratulations to him. Oh, great stuff. It looks like we
Yeah, but then with the draft, it's just very hard to get back to the front.
Yeah, okay.
But it was good.
Well,
It was good fun racing though.
yeah, I think the audience at home really did enjoy themselves, to be completely honest. It was just absolutely crazy action at the front, and I'm sure we'll see you near the front next time round. Was there anything in particular that you enjoyed from that race, and is there anyone that you've now got a grudge against for the rest of the championship?
No, we all friends, best friends. You know that, Crane. Yeah. No, it's good, mate. I think this track also for racing, with the slipstreaming, makes it a lot of fun. But what's the next race? I don't even know. Where is it? You know that?
My brain has gone frazzled from that race. It was. I think we're in the F4. I believe we're in the F4.
I think
I'm
so.
not too
Yeah.
sure what race circuit we're at, but that's what challenge is that going to give the drivers?
Yeah, the F4. I mean, open wheel car, right? So if you get close to each other, it's easy to spin around. But I'm sure we'll all handle that very professionally.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, mate. Well, yeah, thanks for your time, mate. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and we'll see you at the next round.
See you at the next round.
Yeah, so that interesting there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, just ridiculous stuff from start to finish. Max obviously fell back a little bit at the middle part of the race there again. Just had a little bit of contact with the car in front, but yeah, it was a nice recovery, and it was done in very good spirit. As you can see, Max is very much smiling there and having a good time, which is what it's all about. Yeah, it was good stuff. I think we're going to have another interview in a minute as well. I think we're going to speak to Luke Bennett and indeed Chris Lullum. So yeah, make sure that you do indeed stick around. I think driver of the day I can announce it actually. Yeah, Luke Bennett is your driver of the day. So yeah, let's get our driver of the day in, shall we? There he is. Look at him. There is Bennett. He can't hear me yet. He hasn't been dragged in to the interview as of yet. But when he can hear me, we'll have a little chat to him. Yeah, again, he can't. He's looking good though. There he is. Right, Luke Bennett, driver of the day. Congratulations, mate. How was that for you?
That was actually a lot of fun. Like, we don't get the chance or opportunity to, just actually, sit there and repetitively send it on each other. But that was a lot of fun. I think we made a bit of a good race for the viewers there. No?
Oh, mate, for most of it, it was like the fastest formation lap in the history of motorsport. It's just 2x2 the whole way round. And yeah, it was crazy. Was there any surprises for you in terms of qualifying or maybe race pace?
I think you know the answer to that, and it's yeah. I don't think any of us expected Chadwick to be right up there. I mean, we know he's really quick. Known a bit more for his Cup car efforts, but he was very impressive. But when you've got about 29 million red line cars versus just Chadwick, I'm afraid it's not going to end well for him, and it didn't.
Well, he to be fair, he did his best to try and mix it up, didn't he? He was the one who started to make the battle happen, which was really, and I tried to get them to vote for him driver of the day. Sorry, Luke, I do hate to break it to you. But what are you anticipating for the next round of the championship?
If I'm honest, what's the next car on track? I can't remember.
Max asked me the same, and I can't remember either. But I think it's the F4 car.
Now that sounds like a bit of a shunt fest. But ideally, instead of finishing second, I'd finish first. So I'll try and do that.
Well, yeah, that would be perfect, right? Yeah, try your best, I guess, is the best. Well done, well done today, mate. Congratulations
Cheers,
on the drive
mate.
of the day as well, and we'll see you in the next round, bud.
Ta-ra.
Spot with that lovely lunge down into the bus stop chicane, and he also got driver of the day, which was voted for on to Twitter. Right, let's get our final driver into the commentary box with me. It is your race winner, Christopher Lullum. He got the tongue out during that race, meaning he was very much concentrating on getting that race victory. How you feeling, bud? You all good?
Oh yeah, don't worry, the tongue was out. Focus was happening. No, that was really good fun. It was a bit strategic at the end, but Bennett helped me out in the bus stop. It was going to be a really tight run to the line, but then Bennett didn't leave Sam any space to back out, so that helped me out massively. No, I really enjoyed it. It was a very strategic race. There wasn't much pace going on there, I can tell you that.
No, we could see that it was kind of more fun. I know everyone was taking it seriously, but it looked like it was a lot of fun as well. Bennett, I think, sent it on one car on the entry to the bus stop and then sent it on the exit of the bus stop on another car. Like, he proper slowed everyone down. And then you had a freebie to go. But they still nearly caught you, so the setup was actually really draggy. So it must have been really difficult to even lead the race.
The run to the line at the end, I lifted a little bit to help Bennett out. Yeah. Bennett got rid of any chance for me to lose the race, so I lifted to give him a nice slipstream to the line. But no, that was really enjoyable.
What is it about being live on the Red Line channel for you? Florian's another one as well, since he's been in the team. But you just seem to always manage to pick up race victories.
It's just because I'm better than the rest, that's all.
Oh, well, fair enough. On that note, I think we'll leave you alone then, mate. Congratulations on your race win, bud. We will see you in round number 2. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed all of those interviews. It'll be a little bit smoother next time around, that's for sure. But what an incredible day of racing. We have seen a big surprise in Will Chadwick qualifying at the front row in the race, which surprised a lot of people. We know he's quick, but to mix it with the very, very best, that's exceptional from him. And then also, he made the race happen, really, for everybody else to catch up. And then it was like a 77-car race at the end for the race victory. But it was Chris Lunham that took that race victory, with Bennett just close in behind. Right, let's talk about the next round then. We've got the information that's about to pop up on to your screens so that we can indeed check it out. So that's going to be January the 23rd at 6 p.m. We've got 2 races for you that time round. We're in a Dallara F3 at Silverstone. So me, Bennett and Max, none of us could remember that, but there it is. It's Dallara F3 at Silverstone. And then we've got the FIA F4 at Mugello. So make sure that you hit that follow button on the Twitch channel. Make sure you hit that follow button over on Twitter and indeed on Instagram. And remember, real racers never quit.